Hi, this is Jody from mcpactions.com. Today in my Watch Me Work segment, I'm going to be showing you a little bit more about Touch of Light, Touch of Darkness. I know in the past I've showed you how to use this action on people and backgrounds, but now I'm going to show you how to use it on architecture and landscape. And the photo I'm going to be using today is brought to us by Earl Blessings, who is working abroad in the United Arab Emirates. And he and I have been working on some Photoshop training together. So this is one of the photos that we were working on. And it's a nice photo of architecture, but it lacks a lot of depth. It's very flat looking. So we used a few actions on it, and the ones that we used were in the Quickie collection. So I'm going to come down in here. The first action I used was Crackle. And when we ran Crackle, we actually ran it at 100%. So I pulled it up to 100%. And you'll see right there, it already gave it a lot of depth and dimension. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run a curves layer. So I'm going to come in here with curves, and I'm going to be brightening things up quite a bit because it's very dark. So I'm going to brighten things up, and then I'm going to pull down a little bit in the shadowed areas. So it's a very, very light version of an S curve. And I'm going to click OK. And then I'm going to go ahead and change the blending mode to luminosity so the building doesn't get too orange. So it'll still be the same color as we started with. Then I'm going to run Touch of Light, Touch of Darkness. And click play on this. And the main thing we're going to do today is paint with light and paint with the darkness. So we're going to touch these to the appropriate area using a soft edge airbrush. So we're going to come in here and make sure we're using an airbrush soft round. And then to make the brush bigger and smaller, we just use our bracket keys, our right and left bracket keys. So for Touch of Light, we're going to have everything at an opacity of about 30% to do this. Let's see if I can get it there. We're going to come in, and anything that's a shadow, we're going to be painting with the Touch of Darkness. Anything that's a highlight, we're going to touch with Touch of Light. And we're going to use our X key. So I've got my finger on my X key on my left hand, so I can go back and forth very easily. So we're going to go ahead first with Touch of Light, and we can come in here, make this a little bit bigger, and paint on the front of this building right here and right here. And then we can come in here and paint in here, because that's all light. And the next light spot is on this side. You'll notice that the shadows and highlights fall opposite on this building. So we're going to come in here and paint with light here, and then light on the opposite side here. And again, over here, we're going to be painting with light, coming down here, 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 and here. Okay, and then maybe back here we'll fill that in with light to give it some more depth as well. Now with the darkness layer, we're going to be doing the same thing, but just on the opposite panels. So we're going to come in here, paint with darkness. And over here, we'll kind of blend that in right here. And I'm going to make my brush smaller and then paint over here. And you'll see now this is starting to get some real depth and some real definition, which is very nice. I'm going to come in here with the dark. And because we're at an opacity of 30%, if you want something even darker, just lift your mouse up and then paint a little bit more, and it will make it even darker. So we can come in here in the background maybe and make this in the very back of the structure and make this the darkest area. And then we can come in here again with the lightness, Touch of Light, paint on this right here and these little panels right here to give that some depth as well. And on this other side, we're going to come in with the darkness because it's the opposite way the light is falling. And I know it's kind of boring lesson, kind of redundant, but when we're done with this, if we go to the history palette and make a snapshot, you'll see that this was our before the image, and this is our after, just using a curves layer, Crackle, and painting with Touch of Dark, Touch of Lightness. So again, we went from this, which had very little depth at all, to this, which has a ton of depth, and you really get the sense that it's three-dimensional and you could walk right through there. Hopefully you learned a lot from today's lesson. This is Jody from mcpactions.com. Join me on my blog at mcpactions.com/blog for more video tutorials and video tips. Thank you.